How to prepare for the PMP exam in 2026 using AI. Let's get started. Now, as most of us know by now, the PMP exam is scheduled for a revision by mid of 2026, okay? So whatever we are going to learn today in this video will not only be applicable for your exam preparation now when the PMP exam is in its current existing version, but also it will be equally applicable for you if you are preparing for the PMP exam as per the new syllabus after July 2026. Now, the first AI tool which can help you immensely to prepare for the PMP exam is PMI's own ChatGPT enabled exam preparation tool, PMI Infinity. So let's do a deep dive on how to use PMI Infinity smartly to prepare for the PMP exam, because as we all know, just having access to an AI tool is not good enough if you do not know how to use it well. So please give this video a like and let's get the discussion started.
Right, so how to access PMI Infinity, which is PMI's official AI tool to help students like you to prepare for the PMP exam, right? Now, to do that, what you need to do is first go to pmi.org, which is the official website of PMI. And after that, you need to go to this section, which is the Project Management Professional section. And once you are here, if you scroll down and come to this section, which is how to prepare, and scroll to your right hand side, you will be able to see this one, okay, which is PMP Exam Simulator. And it mentions that test your knowledge and readiness with the PMP certification exam with the 175 practice exam questions, okay. So if you click on learn more with this one, it directly takes you to PMI Infinity, which is built within ChatGPT LLM, and this one is a custom GPT which is owned by Project Management Institute. Okay, so basically you can start with this, that you can first ask this question that, okay, how does this simulator work? Okay, and it will give you a detailed explanation of how this simulator actually works to help you prepare for the PMP exam. Now, it is quite basic that the first thing which it is saying that, okay, you answer one question at a time, and it mentions that, okay, whether it's a correct or an incorrect answer choice, okay, but that's not the be it all or end it all of how you need to use this LLM to prepare for your PMP exam. So let's first start by at least trying out one question, okay? So let's say that I will write start and it will give me one question for practice, okay? And let's answer this question, and then I will teach you that how you can tweak the use of this LLM to help you prepare even better for the PMP exam. Okay, so let's first answer question 1, which mentions that a project manager is leading a project where multiple stakeholders have conflicting expectations about the project's deliverables. What should the project manager do first to address the situation? Option A, escalate, that is incorrect. Option B, facilitate a meeting with the stakeholders, possibly a correct answer choice. Option C, update stakeholder register to reflect the conflicts. Incorrect answer choice again, because the last thing you can do as a response is just update some document. And option D is proceed with expectations of the most influential stakeholders. That is also incorrect, okay, because of course that is a preferential treatment, right? And you should not be doing it as part of your PMBOK style project management. So let's say that I have identified option B is the correct answer choice, okay, and it says that yes, option B is the correct answer choice. And it also mentions why option A, option C, and option D are incorrect answer choices. Okay. Now, once it has given you that explanation, it is saying that are you ready for the next question? And this is where you start to use the interactive feature of a large language model. Okay. Now you can say that I find this question very easy. Okay. I want you to test me on a difficult question, and that is how you sort of instruct the LLM to up your level for your PMP exam preparation. So let's see what the LLM has to offer to us with this response. Okay, so it is mentioning that understood, the simulator is set to present randomized questions, but I'll continue with a more challenging situational question. And here is another challenging situational question. And of course, as you will see that this is a bit of a higher difficulty level than the first question, which was like quite basic. Okay, so let's try to answer this one as well. A project is in the execution phase when a key stakeholder requests a significant change that will improve the business value, but it will also increase the cost and schedule risk. The change is not part of the approved baseline. The sponsor is supportive but wants the project manager to handle it correctly. What should the project manager do next? Okay, option A, implement the change since the sponsor supports it. Incorrect. You should not go ahead and just implement a change just because your sponsor is supporting it, and you should not update the project management plan later. Okay, that is also not something that is recommended. Analyze the impact of the change and submit it through the formal change control process. This is what you should do. Okay, let's look at option C. Reject the change request. Okay, that is also incorrect. Negotiate with stakeholder to deliver the change without impacting cost or schedule. Okay, that is also something which is quite ideal, and you might not get anything out of it. Okay, so I would go with option B as the correct answer choice. Okay, and as you see that it mentions that yes, option B is the correct answer choice, and it also gives you a bit of a reasoning in terms of why option B is the correct answer choice and why A, C, and D are incorrect. Okay, and again you can ask the LLM here to sort of help you prepare more with your PMP exam, and you can mention that look, this question was also quite easy for me. Can you test me on more difficult questions? Okay, and it will test you on another difficult question. Let's try this one. Okay, and this is how you use the self-learning feature of a large language model in your exam preparation, and this is where the AI element actually comes in, right? Otherwise you could have just gone ahead and get some sample mocks from the market and solve it, right? Then where is that self-learning capability which AI brings with it, which will up your game as a PMP exam aspirant? Okay, so let's solve question number 3. A project is nearing the end of execution when a regulatory change requirement makes part of the delivered solution non-compliant. Okay, the team can implement a fix, but doing so will exceed the approved budget and delay the schedule. The customer insists compliance is mandatory. Yes, compliance is mandatory for sure for any project, while the sponsor is concerned about the organizational impact. What should the project manager do first? Option A, request additional budget and extend the schedule to implement the fix. Probably may not be the best option. Let's look at option B. Perform an impact analysis, submit a change request through integrated change control. That also looks like a nice option. Escalate, definitely incorrect. Implement the fix immediately, definitely incorrect. So let's go with option B. Okay. Again, as you see, it mentions option B is the correct answer choice, and it also mentions that why the other answer choices are incorrect. Okay, so now interestingly it is asking me that are you ready for the next level question, which is even harder. Okay, yes, test me on a more difficult question. Let's see what it presents us with. Okay, it's a high difficulty multi-constrained situational question. Okay, let's try to solve it. A project has completed most of its planned deliverables and is on track to meet the approved scope, schedule, and cost baselines. During final stakeholder reviews, it becomes clear that while the deliverables meet the requirements, they no longer support the organization's updated strategic objectives. Okay, now the project mandate or the project charter here is in question. Okay, very, very critical. Canceling the project would result in sunk costs, but continuing it will deliver limited business value. Okay, this is in fact a nice question, honestly. Yeah. What should the project manager do next? Let's look at the options one by one. Option A, complete the project as planned since the baselines are being met. Okay, you should not be doing it, right? Because otherwise, then what is the point of having this being raised by some of your stakeholders? and you as the project manager do not put any sort of consideration to it, right? So option A is definitely incorrect. Option B, recommend project termination and initiate formal closure. Okay, 50-50. Okay, let's see if there are any kind of better answer choices available. Let's look at option C. Conduct a benefits analysis and escalate the findings to governance bodies. Okay, this is also a plausible option. In fact, it's a better option than option B, because at least it is trying to optimize the benefits that will be coming out of this constrained situation you are in as a project manager. Let's look at option D, request additional scope changes to realign the project with its strategy. Okay, this is in fact a really good question, guys. I have to admit it. Okay, so let's see. Option A, complete the project as planned, incorrect. Okay. Option B, recommend project termination and initiate formal closure. That's also incorrect. So it has to be one of the options between option C and option D. So let's closely evaluate both the options. Now, option C is mentioning that you conduct a benefits analysis and escalate the findings to the governance bodies. Now, this is in fact quite a good approach, because the governance bodies can then come back to you and say that which of the elements are negotiable and which of the elements are non-negotiable. Okay, so that way, at least even with this limiting condition that you have got, you can still maintain the compliance and at least deliver part of the business value. So option C looks like a plausible answer choice, which would be correct, but let's evaluate option D as well. Now, option D mentions that request additional scope changes to realign with the project strategy. Now, that way it becomes a bit problematic, isn't it? Because you really don't know how much more costs will go into it, how much more timelines will it take, do you require any additional resources, etc., etc. So it's a bit up in the air, okay, honestly speaking. So I will go with option C, okay, and let's have a look in terms of whether we have got this correct, okay. So of course it is correct answer choice, and it mentions that this is a high difficulty level PMP style question, and it talks about benefits realization and strategic alignment, and it also gives you a detailed explanation of why the correct answer is correct and also why the incorrect answers are incorrect. Okay, so this is how you use large language models and especially the PMI Infinity tool to help you prepare for your PMP exam. Now, before we end this section, I'll also show you another way with which you can use this tool to help you prepare even better for the PMP exam. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, you want to try out some agile or hybrid related questions. Okay. You just want to test your understanding on agile or hybrid related questions. Now, for that, you might ask the LLM that, okay, test me on agile or hybrid questions, because that is my weak area. Okay, and then I hope that the LLM is smart enough to understand that which of the questions are agile or hybrid related, and it will test you on agile or hybrid related questions. And it is actually given you the next question, which is following a hybrid approach. Okay, now in the interest of time, we will not be solving this question anymore. Okay, I will leave it to you to solve this question, and in fact go ahead and try this PMI Infinity tool yourself to help you prepare for the PMP exam in the method which I explained to you over the last 5 or 10 minutes, which actually unleashes the power of an LLM rather than any sample mock exam, which could be purchased anywhere in the market, right? Now, again, this entire tool is for free to use. You do not need a paid subscription of ChatGPT to use this tool. So please go ahead and give it a try, and let me know in the comment section below whether you found this tool helpful or not to help you prepare for your PMP exam.
Now, by the way, if you are preparing for the PMP exam in 2026, I would recommend that you check out my 35 PDU PMP exam masterclass on Udemy. The course is part of the Udemy Business Collection Suite, and it is very highly rated amongst the aspirants. And many project managers like you have passed the PMP exam with the help of this course. The reviews have been excellent. All the relevant links will be provided in the description section of this video. Right, so now let's move on to the next strategy on how to use AI effectively to prepare for your PMP exam. And the strategy involves combining two AI platforms, Perplexity and Google's Notebook LM, to design an AI workflow which will help you to prepare so well for your PMP exam, which perhaps you have never even dreamt of, okay? So let's get going, and I hope you pay attention. Now, before we start with this AI workflow, you need to understand that whilst you are preparing for the PMP exam, there will be some concepts or topics which you will find extremely challenging to wrap your head around, okay? For example, topics such as earned value management or decision trees or agile ceremonies, okay? So these topics might sometimes be quite tricky to understand, right? And this is exactly where you can have AI to make things simpler for you and to help you learn faster. So let's work with an example, okay? Let's say that you are studying agile ceremonies, and it is a topic which might not come naturally to project managers who have not been part of an agile or hybrid projects. So here is how you can use this AI workflow of Perplexity combined with Notebook LM to help you learn agile ceremonies right from the beginner level up to the level where PMP exam wants you to be as a successful aspirant. So let's see how that's done.
Now, to use this workflow, the first step is to come to this AI model, which is called Perplexity. Now, I don't know whether you have heard of Perplexity or not, but this is a very good tool to collect resources or collect website addresses, which are very good sources for learning virtually anything under the sun. Okay, and those website addresses or the sources would be the key for the next step of this entire workflow, where you will be putting all those website sources into another tool which is called Notebook LM, and we'll exactly see how you can use Notebook LM to help you prepare for your PMP exam on any concept. Okay, now for this example we are using agile ceremonies. Okay, so my first input to Perplexity would be to help me get all the high quality sources over the internet, which would help me understand agile ceremonies from a beginner level. Okay, so let me instruct Perplexity in this manner. Okay, I am an absolute beginner in agile project management. I want to learn agile ceremonies for my PMP exam preparation. Okay, that sets the context. Can you please list me down the top 20 website sources which are reliable, high quality, authentic, and will help me with understanding of agile ceremonies for my PMP exam. Just give me the list of the web addresses and do not provide me with any further details. Okay, so I am just making sure that the LLM doesn't go into an endless rant in terms of explaining everything under the sun when it comes to agile ceremonies. Okay, so let's see what Perplexity generates. Okay, now this is where it becomes interesting. Okay, so it has listed down, okay, to a top 20 websites which are relevant, which are authentic, which are reliable, and which you can use to prepare yourself for your PMP exam and understand agile ceremonies. Now, 2 years back, what could have happened is you could have gone to the internet, searched everything, noted down these website addresses on a Word document, then individually go into each of those addresses and study all the details, okay, which might have taken you more than 3 or 4 hours, okay. But now in 2026, in the era of AI, you have that information right at your fingertips within what? Less than 20 seconds. Okay. And that is, however, not even the best part of it. Okay. And the best part will start now. Okay. So what you need to do is, once you have got all the details which Perplexity has generated you, and these are, mind you, very, very high quality, highly verifiable, reputed sources. Okay. So what you need to do is copy this. Okay. And then you go to this website, which is called Notebook LM, Google. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, and you have to be logged in with your Google accounts. And once you are logged in, you go to this section, which is create new. Okay. And this is where you actually add your sources. And Notebook LM is a LLM, or a large language model, basically an AI model, which helps you to prepare any presentation, any documentation, reports, you name it. Okay. But it will be based on the sources that you will be providing this AI. Okay. Now here, the sources could be any files that you might upload. It could be your Google Drive or Google Workspace linked to it. It might be any links, which we'll be doing it right now here. Okay. And you might paste some texts as well. Okay. And the beauty of Notebook LM is it picks up all the sources which you will be providing it with. Okay, and it will help you synthesize information just based on those sources. Okay, it will not look externally all over the internet unless you ask it to. Okay, that is the beauty of Notebook LM. Okay, now with the list of the websites that we have got from Perplexity, we'll go to Notebook LM and we will add all those websites as links in this section of the source. Okay, and we just paste the URLs, Control V. Okay, all the links, as you see, are pasted. You might as well sort of remove these um, hyperlinks, remove these numbers. Okay, I don't know whether that would really help or not, but again, just to be on the safe side, I'm just removing these numbers. I think these are all indexes or additional sort of sources which Perplexity has referred to. Okay, and of course you have to remove the brackets from the front and the back, so that at least the interface treats this section as absolute links which could be referred to. And once you have done that, you will see that this insert button gets active. So you click on insert. Okay. Now, if you see here, it is reading through all those articles and documents in like lightning fast speed. And within a few seconds, it will be ready for your command in terms of doing whatever you want to do with this entire source, which are high quality sources which you have collected through Perplexity. Within a few minutes, it has given you the details, and it is mentioning that these sources collectively provide a comprehensive guide to agile project management, etc., etc. Now, what you want to do with it, okay? And this is where the magic actually starts, okay? So what you can do is you can first sort of do a video overview, okay? You can ask Notebook LM to create an explainer video prepared by AI to help you understand the basics of agile ceremonies. Okay, that's one way. You can also ask Notebook LM to develop a podcast which you can listen to when you are traveling, when you are hitting the gym, or when you are driving. Okay, so that way, any kind of learning which suits you, whether you are a visual learner through videos, whether you are an audio learner through podcasts, Google Notebook LM has everything available for you. It can also give you a mind map, it can give you a report, it can test you on quizzes, it can test you on flashcards, it can help you prepare infographics, and it can help you prepare a slide deck as well. Now, just as an example or a demonstration as part of this video, let's say I ask Notebook LM to prepare a comprehensive report based on the sources that I have provided it with, okay? And that report would be like my revision sheet or my go-to sheet whenever I am willing to learn anything about agile ceremonies as part of the PMP exam. So once I click on this report, it asks me for some format. So for example, whether I need a briefing doc, whether I need a study guide, whether I need a certification analysis, key concepts, explainers, etc., etc. Okay, why not? Let's try with study guide. So for this example, let's go with this option, key concept explainers. Okay, so let's click on that. And as you see here, it is generating that report based on your instruction. Now, as you see, within a few minutes, it has delivered that key concepts explainer document for you to be referred to. Okay, so you click on that and it provides you with all those details which you will be finding very helpful if you are sort of learning about agile ceremonies for the first time. Okay, and this is something which would be very helpful for you if you are preparing for the PMP exam and if you are even preparing for the PMI ACP exam. Okay, now again, the possibilities are endless. Okay, for you, I have also asked it to create a video overview. Okay, so we will come to that in a second, and I'll play maybe the first 30 seconds of the video which this large language model will be generating for us as a part of this entire query of helping us prepare for the agile ceremonies. Okay, you can also ask Notebook LM to prepare a quiz for you. You can also ask it to prepare an infographic. Okay, you name it. Okay, so let's try the infographic as well. Okay, and we'll see that what kind of infographic it generates for us, and also we'll have a look in a few minutes that what kind of a video overview it has generated for us as well. Okay, now as you can see that this entire process is really path breaking, right? We couldn't have even thought of using AI in a manner like this, which will help us to prepare most effectively for any concept under the sun using the best and the most reputable resources on the internet. Okay, so this is the infographic that Google Notebook LM has generated for us, and I would say that this is really good, guys. Okay, and I would say that it really captures the basics of agile ceremonies. As you see here, it captures the sprint planning, the daily stand-up, the sprint review, and the sprint retrospective, which are the 4 key agile ceremonies. And again, it is just out of a mouse click that it has generated such a nice looking infographic, which could be your ready reckoner when you are revising for the PMP exam, right? Now, I hope that the video explainer or the video overview is also ready. So for the next 30 seconds, I'll play that video which Google Notebook LM has generated for you as your personal tutor, helping you prepare for the PMP exam. So let's look at that video on agile ceremonies that Google Notebook LM has generated for us as part of this entire workflow.
All right, let's talk about a word that is absolutely everywhere these days, agile. We're going to cut through all the jargon and break it down because honestly, it's so much more than a corporate buzzword. It's a skill, a new way of thinking that can totally change how you work. So let's dive in. So, if you've ever been in a meeting and heard people throwing around words like sprints, scrums, and stand-ups and just kind of nodded along, you are not alone, trust me. The world of Agile can feel super complicated from the outside, but its core idea? It's actually really, really simple. And that's what we're going to get to today.
I hope you found the video helpful. Please press the like button if you did and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you again in the next video.